You can talk. You don't have to like. This isn't like an official like start the whole thing kind of
Start the
deal.
whole
He's
thing.
like 5,
podcast.
4, 3.
Like a silent countdown.
Feel like Anchorman,
There's
Ron
a
Burgundy.
lot of breathing going on. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I feel like the audio situation is better than it was last week,
It is.
so I'm not complaining too much. Yeah. Hold on, I'm about to fix this.
Oh boy. Should have brought a sleeping bag.
Is he going to make us wear a mask?
Probably. You got some N90s in there? Oh, I know what he's going to do. He's probably going to put a pantyhose over the deal.
Oh.
Man.
I was like, if you're putting your underwear on here, I'm going to have to back out. Look at here. Now it looks fancy.
Can I just stretch it?
Yeah, you just put. I mean, do you need help? Is this your first?
Look, I know you're a wrestling coach and all.
I may need help.
I may need some help.
This is an inadvertent lesson on how to put on a microphone
Hello.
or whatever else kind of works.
All right.
So sorry to our listeners for all that noise.
I started playing Halloween movies on AMC already.
I feel like that may be better. I just need Chris to stop touching his mic. I think that's the big thing. You good?
I like that.
All right. Well, we killed 2 or 3 minutes of our podcast already.
Excuse me.
All right. I'll do a little signal clap there. It doesn't really matter, but whatever. I really don't know why I do that. Like I heard it somewhere one time and I started doing it and then it just kind of stuck with me. But the crazy thing is like you don't have to have an actual clap. A clap is just like a really big spike that you can use. You could just do it off of somebody talking.
Right.
It's a lot more fancy with a clap.
Yeah.
Sounds official.
So welcome guys to episode 3 of the ManCast. We took a little 2-week hiatus. Is that how you say that?
Hiatus?
Hiatus?
Hiatus. Yeah, I like
Is that right? A
Sabbatical?
sabbatical? Yeah, I like that. That's better. We took a little break, and life happens, and I actually was like just kind of demotivated for a couple weeks of doing it, and so anyway, we're back. I feel like I got a lot of bass. I'm gonna turn my treble up real quick. You guys are welcome to talk while I'm doing that.
I'm just trying to quit messing with my microphone because
You
I
need
want to
to.
sound official.
Chris Knighton, I think you need to give a shout out to a person today.
Oh, are we shouting out people?
I think you need to give a
Is
shout
this
out.
like what was that on the radio back in the day where you like you gave a shout out, right?
Yeah. I give a shout out to my homie.
All right, here we go. You ready? Chris Knight, you're on WGW 7-4.
I got to give a shout out to Levi Newman.
Ooh, Levi. Yeah, he asked me the other day.
Good, great gentleman, great young man, loves to fish, Chelsea Anglers.
He's a fishing fool, man.
He is.
I never would have thought Levi was listening, but it excites me that Levi's listening.
Levi.
I
Heck
love
yeah,
it.
future man in the making.
That's
right?
right.
Absolutely.
He's got a man casted up. And anyway, yeah, Levi was telling me the other day. He was like, dude, he's like, you haven't put out a video in a while. I was like, yeah, man, I know. And I knew he was talking about fishing videos also because
Right.
me and my boys do some fishing videos. And he was like, I haven't seen a video since the last episode of the ManCast. And
It makes you feel, it makes you feel official, Leaman.
I almost laughed in his face just because, not at him, but like it made me funny. It made me laugh thinking like Levi's out here watching our podcast.
It's awesome.
But it just kind of shows you you don't realize the reach you have, especially in places where you really probably don't think you have that reach.
That's right. So don't mess it up.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
So what's he, 13 years
I
old?
think he's 14.
I think he's 14 and a 90-year-old.
Yeah, he's older
Yeah,
than 14.
he's old
He's
soul.
got to be.
He's old soul.
Yeah.
Old sweet soul.
He's good
He's a
though.
good
He's a
kid.
good dude.
Good
kid.
kid.
I'd
Good
take
family.
about
It's a great family.
I'd take about 1 million Levi's any day in this
That's
world.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, so today's episode is supposed to be from 2 weeks ago, and it's about friends.
Mm.
And I feel like that's one of probably the biggest areas in manhood. That's the right word. I don't know where manship came from. That's probably the biggest areas in being a man. There we go. Where most men lack
Mm.
is friends and friendship and friendhood.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
Friendship's hard.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of men feel like we just don't
Yeah.
need friends.
You got family, you got work, you got all the things.
Yeah. There's just no time for friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my thing. Like when I used to have friends.
You got to carve out time for friends.
I used to
Back
have
in the
friends.
day, Leaman had friends.
I don't know what's up with the radio announcer voice tonight, but
I just felt led to it. You know,
no, back in the day, let me put it this way. Back in the day, friendship was more important to me than it was most of something just happened. I feel like my voice just changed. Friendship was more important to me back in the day than it has been most of my adult life.
Back in the day?
No. Friendship back in
Yes.
the day to me, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Was more important. I'm telling you, my sound just changed. Was more important to me than most of my adult life. Like teenager, late teens, early 20s, like friendship was super important to me.
Yeah, sure.
And then it just I think once I got married,
Mm-hmm.
it really just fell off.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I didn't care. I'd go to work and I had my family and I had, my
Yeah,
wife
absolutely.
and that was it. I didn't need anything else.
so you think the substitution with the wife and the family overtook your friends, and you didn't feel like you needed them, or you just didn't have time for them?
I don't know that it was a time thing. I think I just felt like I didn't. I don't know. Well, okay. Let me say this. That's the period in time when everybody goes their separate ways with life, right?
Yes, right.
So high school, you all go to the same school. College, you all go to the same college, right? You usually have apartments with friends,
Yeah.
and so at that point in your life, you're kind of already attached to people anyway, just in navigating adult life, coming out of being a teenager or whatever. And so it was. I think when we all kind of went our separate ways, it was almost like it felt like what we were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't something that I almost, I'm not saying I missed them. I really didn't even miss my friends. Well, my friends weren't, my friends weren't the kind of friends that, I probably figured they were in jail. So it wasn't really like
Right.
I missed them. It was almost like, oh, I wonder how much time they're doing right now.
Yeah.
There was a period in my life where I looked up all my friends, on the arrest records, just to see, you know what I mean? Because you knew you were going to find them on there,
Right.
a few of them. But yeah, anyway, I think that it just wasn't important to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't something I desired, right? It was just, I just went through life. And I think the newness of marriage and the newness of having kids and the newness of a career, kind of going into a new career and getting out of the job mentality and getting into the long-term, more career mentality consumed. Maybe it was my time. It consumed my time, and it was exciting, and it was something that I just focused on. And so friends was really something that I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, it just wasn't even on my radar. So.
Right.
What?
Yeah, friendships. I think on my end is I've always had friends from where we started school together and we went all the way through school. So I still have friends that are lifelong friends, but we don't see each other every day or even sometimes once a year. But it's
Yeah.
almost like you pick up right where you left
Yeah, I was
off.
about
type
to say
thing.
that.
Would you consider those people friends or acquaintances?
I would consider them. I have some acquaintances, but I have a lot of. I consider people that I can still consider them friends. It's people that I think because you've had such a long relationship with people that just never goes away. It's kind of like
So the time doesn't it's not
Yeah.
like you missed out. It's like you've got such a relationship already built.
that's right. You have a foundation built, and you can just kind of you pick up right where you left off type
Yeah.
thing.
No, I
Um,
agree with that. I would say there's
It's
a
not
few,
with everybody, but
Sure.
you have those friendships.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a few friends in my life
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like I haven't talked to them in a long time, but I know if I did, we'd
Yeah.
pick her right up where we left off.
Yeah.
We'd have a bunch of fun and remember old times and kind of run through it.
That's right.
So,
I think we've all had seasons in our life where we were wild. We were, then you have the season where you where work comes in, then you have the marriage and then the kids. And when you're at the ballpark, when you're with your wife, there's just not a whole lot of time to just, in the afternoon go play games and golf and all the things. It's just hard, especially the more kids you have.
Yeah, and it's not like you're well, I guess that's kind of what I wanted to get at tonight. Is I was gonna say it's not like you're missing it, but I think you miss it without realizing you're missing it.
Yeah, I think you need it.
You're not sitting at home like, man, I wish I could hang out with my friends tonight. You know,
with you there.
No,
but I think a part of your life suffers without it.
It does, because men need other men in their lives to talk about things, to build each other up, or to say, hey man, you're kind of being dumb today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the most important one.
Get out of your way. You're like you're not doing right.
Yeah.
Because I love the time that I get to spend with my wife and kids. Don't get me wrong there, but at the same time, I enjoy the time I get to spend with my brothers too.
Yeah,
because it's something my wife needs with her friends.
Absolutely.
It's just something.
Didn't they kick y'all out today?
They did.
Yeah, they needed girl time. So
Yeah.
And bought some
like,
bread.
y'all need to go. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
George
It's
was
like a Hotel California. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's I actually kind of came prepared. I like to tell these guys when we do these podcasts, like I'm not going to tell you too much.
Yeah.
I want it to be fresh conversation, but I want to give you enough to where you can kind of be prepared a little bit and kind of know kind of the flow of what we're going to talk about. So I told them a while back this is going to be about friends, and that was really all I gave them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I looked up some quotes about friends, specifically about like brothers, and I love that, Brett, that you brought up your brothers. You didn't say I like to hang out with my friends. You said I like to hang out with my brothers.
That's
right.
That's right.
And I think that's a key differentiator to me in friends. Right. I've got friends and I got brothers.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. And I'll grab this real quick. So I looked these up and I thought they were cool sayings, and I love let me find it here. I love motivational quotes. I feel like that kind of gets me, like I don't usually need a lot of motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I can get a lot of motivation off of really little things, and motivational quotes are kind of some of those. And it's not strictly motivation. It's more just like a lot of it's inspiration. A lot of it's like focus, like quotes that kind of dial me back in, right? It's not like, hey, everything's going to be awesome, kick butt,
Right,
Everything doesn't have to be that. Sometimes it's like perspective quotes where it's like, hey, man, chill out. This doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? It's not, it's very wisdom type stuff. And so I found some of these quotes about men and about best friends and friends. It said a best friend, or in this, I'm going to substitute brother because I feel like a best friend, like a brother is like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
A best friend, a brother, is the only one that walks into your life when the world has walked out.
That's good.
That's a
good
really
stuff.
good one to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It said that this is so many good like I call them your bros. You know what I mean? Your bros. Like a bro is somebody that thinks you're a good egg, even though he knows you're slightly cracked. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like we all got our stuff, man. You ain't
That's
got to
right.
be perfect for anybody.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
You often use a disclaimer saying, I know there's something wrong with me, but you just accept me for who I am,
Yeah, definitely. You have to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've learned in life, and I'm still learning, and I think relationships is the hardest for me to learn this in, but you got to stop trying to turn people into who you want them to be.
Oh, absolutely.
You're never gonna find, because you're really looking for you.
Yeah.
Right? By you turning somebody into something, all you're doing is trying to duplicate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to like all the things you like. You want them to react all the ways that you're going to react. You want them to say all the things you want to hear.
Yep.
Like all you're doing is trying to create yourself, and that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's what twins are for.
Like
you know?
you're trying to clone something.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so it's hardest with a relationship, I think. Like with me and my wife, it's hard because that's where we I love the message today that we heard, Brett. What was the guy's name?
Jamie Winship, I think.
Okay, the CIA guy, right?
Yeah.
He said, what did he say? He said responsibility and what was the other word? It was responsibility and something else. It creates burden and failure.
expectations.
Yeah, responsibility and expectations.
Yeah.
Creates burden. The responsibility creates burden, right? It's something I have to do.
Yeah.
And then the expectation creates failure. It's
Yeah.
something that I have to live up to, right?
That's right.
And so automatically you're giving yourself an expectation, and so a lot of times in a relationship the other person doesn't even know it.
Yes.
Right? You have this in your head.
Unmet expectations are
even
killer.
unspoken.
Yes. Yeah.
Unspoken expectations, because
you don't know what you're trying to reach.
And the other person, they have no clue. And I love that. That was probably the biggest thing I got from today was,
That's good.
Like you can't go into something with responsibilities, like assign. I'm not talking about everybody has responsibilities. I'm talking about assigning somebody a responsibility.
Sure.
Like, as my wife, it is your role to do this.
Right.
And because immediately there's this burden of like, oh my gosh, he's going to want this out of me. He's going to need this out of me.
And then you come home every day expecting that to be done, or whatever it is, X, Y, or Z.
Mm-hmm.
That expectation to be met. Maybe she did know it, or maybe she didn't. And when it's not done, you're upset.
And there goes the failure.
That's right.
Right. And so the burden, and then the burden is usually followed with a failure. So that was such a good thing, like for me to hear today, because it, like, to be honest, other than like skateboarding in Baghdad, that's
all you got.
It wasn't all I got, but that was the main thing that like I latched onto. Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
good,
oh,
though.
that's
really
awesome.
good.
So anyway, I thought that was really good. This is a really good one that I love. This is the first time I've ever heard this. I read it today, and it said, "Once you are my brother, I'm responsible for you."
That's very good.
Man,
that's a jaw dropper there for sure. That's great.
Yeah. Like,
makes you feel wanted.
Well, it makes you feel like I think to me it shows you the importance of a brotherhood.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
It shows that you're not selflessness, I feel that for you guys. I feel that for several men in my life.
You feel selfless for us?
I feel responsibility
okay.
for checking in on you, to love on you, to be there for you for whatever you need, and sometimes to not be there for you, on those days, I need to step back, That's good.
That's a really powerful one. I got a few more. Hold on a second. Let's see here.
I don't have any because I can't reach my phone.
You want me to hand it to you, homie?
We're good.
All right.
We're good.
It said, brothers are those rare people who ask how we are and then wait to hear the answer. Brothers are those rare people who ask how we are, and then they wait to hear the answer.
That's probably my favorite one right there. I don't really know how to respond to that, but it makes you sit and think, like, they value,
they care.
Yeah, they value your thoughts, opinions, and everything that you're going through, and they're going to sit back and wait for you to tell them.
Yeah, they truly want to know, right? It's
stuff.
not a formality. It's not what do they call it? A pleasantry. There
Yeah.
you go. Right, where they're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, pretty good. Okay.
That's right.
Like,
very superficial.
yeah,
Very
those are the
top.
acquaintances that I speak of, right?
Yeah.
You're happy that they're doing good, right? You're like, hey, man, how's it going?
Sure.
Been a while. But really, like, you're not like, man, how are you, man?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
So that was a good one. Hold on, I got a few more. Oh, I don't know why I screenshotted that one. Oh no, this is good. This top one. This is good. Brett spoke on this a little earlier. Never hold resentments for the brother that tells you what you need to hear. Count them among your truest, most caring, and valuable friends.
Because they care enough to tell you the hard things.
Yeah, the hard truths. Yep. That to me, I think that's the hardest part. I think that's the differentiator between a friend and a brother.
Whether you'll accept a friend or a brother.
Not only that, whether they tell you, whether they feel like it's their responsibility, or whether they feel like it's something that they care enough about you to tell you, right? Because I know a lot of people that are yes men. Like, they're buddies, you know what I mean? They're friends, but they're good time friends. They're hanging out with you then when stuff's great, and when stuff's not great, you don't really see them.
Yeah, I'm kind of out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not telling you I'm out, but they're just like, you know what, he's got his own stuff. I'm just going to leave him alone.
Yeah.
When he gets better, we'll hang out again.
It's a good time gang.
They're usually fun friends.
Yeah.
Sure.
Usually those friends are the most fun, but they're not, to me, the truest friends. I think Jordan Peterson, the guy we spoke about on the first episode, I was watching a video from him. I got this thing, man. When I go to the bathroom, I sit and look at reels until my legs go numb. You know what I mean?
I don't quite take it that far. Yeah.
And then I got these 2 red spots on the top of my knees where my elbows have been. Is that TMI? But anyway,
We're
so
there now.
yeah, we're here. But I usually I've got 2 friends that all we do, like our entire relationship is Call of Duty and sending each other reels on Instagram. That's all we do. And
Right.
sometimes I'll find reels that says, you got those 2 friends, all you do is send reels back and forth. I'm like, yep, sending that reel.
Is that the
But
80s
anyway,
party guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I saw a reel from Jordan Peterson. It said, your best friends are the friends that will call you out when you're down. When you're down, they're there. They're going to tell you you're down. They're going to be like, yo, man, like, that was dumb, man. What was that for? Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
They're there. They're telling you. They're calling you out. They're holding you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also rejoice with you when you succeed.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing also. Nobody wants to see somebody doing better than them.
Yes, it's and that's hard for the pride in that.
I was supposed to say the same thing.
Yeah, if you can be happy for your brother when he's doing well, you should be able to be there when he's doing bad. You
Yeah.
know? All that comes together.
Yeah. Well, I think people love,
Sorry about that, Brett.
get a little reposition. I think there's a group of friends that they want to be the bearer of bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let me back up. I think that there's a lot of groups of friends that are either but not both. They're either the guy that's always going to tell you when you're messing up, you know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
In the word of trying to help you get better, but he's never going to be there when you succeed.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's the guy that's only wants to be there when you succeed, so he can kind of
doesn't-
ride those coattails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't want the dirty of it.
He's gone. That's right. He's gone in the bad times, right? And so I love that. Actually, it's funny. I had a group of friends that recently I went through that with.
Yeah.
One of the guys, we're in a group chat, and it's 2, 3, 4 of us, and me, 3 other guys, and I met them all like in the car scene, like cars and stuff, going to car shows and stuff. And we set up this group chat, and we were always talking about, hey, let's meet up, let's go over here, let's go over here. And it kind of evolved into just talking about whatever group chat, right? We'd talk about what was going on with us and what we were doing that day, and check out this new thing I got and whatever,
Right.
And I have a lot of pride. I'm a prideful guy. I like when I have successes, I like to sit in them a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that's in everybody.
Right.
But, and so my group of friends, right? I want to tell them about it. I want to, I do something good. I want to talk about it. I want
Right.
to tell somebody. And, I would send out messages and be like, yo, check out this I just got. Awesome. But I'm also the guy that when somebody else did that, I was like, dude, that's sick.
Right.
Awesome. Good
Yeah,
job. And I had a guy that one of the guys messaged the other guys in the group and said, hey, man, can you take me off that group chat? And they were like, what's wrong? And they were like, I just don't like Leaman. And they messaged me. They were like, yo, so-and-so doesn't like you. And I'm like, what happened? I was like, what's going on? They were like, I don't know. They just said they didn't want to be part of the group chat anymore. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, well, I hate that. And I messaged the guy, and I was like, hey, man, everything good? Like, what's going on? Like,
Right.
why are you leaving the group chat? I was like, did something happen? And he was like, no, I got a lot going on in life and blah, blah, blah. And I
Yeah.
don't really have time for it. And I was like, okay, well, hey, man, dude, if you ever want to hang out, whatever,
Yeah.
let us know. Like, I was like, I understand if you're busy, you don't want your phone blown up. Like, that's
Sure.
cool. I'll take you off. And it was my group chat that I created. And
Yeah.
so I removed him from it. One of the other guys sent me a screenshot of a message that those 2 had and told me, like, hey, man, this is what's really going on. And
Yeah.
the dude sent him a message and was like, I'm tired of Leaman. All he does is brag. All he does is talk about everything he's doing good in his life and blah, blah, blah. And I just don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, man, that hurts.
Right.
Like it hurt my soul that
Sure.
that somebody would take that, and I kind of self-examined. I was like, am I being braggy? Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, no. I was like, I want all these guys. Like I'm doing this to try to like, because some of these guys were younger.
Yeah, you want to rejoice in everyone's.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to inspire, right? Some of these
Mhm.
guys are younger; they're in their lower 20s, and I'm 39.
Yeah.
But we all have this common interest, right? And they're working in jobs, and like one of the guys, I tried to get him a job at my company. Like he was wanting a job, and I tried to get him a job, and I talked him up. And he went through an interview process, and like he backed out of it and said that I think the thing was he just wanted to be where he was at in life,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to grow.
Sure.
And one of my other friends that I'm like actually really good friends with now, probably the main one of that group that like I kind of clicked with, he's the same way as me. He's like, bro, if he ain't got time to rejoice in your successes,
Yeah.
like don't sweat over that, man. He's like,
Yeah.
some people just don't want to see other people do good.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Usually it's something in their life they're going through, and they're like, man, they're on something.
Yep.
And they're like, golly, why do they keep having good things happen to them? And you can't be happy for others.
Yeah.
In those times.
Well, and little did he know, I got things. It
Yeah.
ain't all roses and sunshine over here
absolutely.
either.
We all go through seasons.
Sometimes I'm talking about my wins so that I can minimize my failures.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to pump up one to take the attention off the other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing, and my buddy, the other one in the group that is like, we're good friends now. He's like, he sends me all the time, like, bro, check out this $10,000 watch I bought.
Right.
And I'm like, I ain't got it like that.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, that watch is sick.
Yeah.
Like, let me get one of them when you get money, when you get some time. Like, why don't you bring it over and let me wear it? I'm
Sure.
not like, man, look at this guy bragging about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I think that was like, I've just had a lot of those experiences in my life where, like, friends is such a changing word for me.
Yeah.
It really is. It's such a dynamic word that I thought would be more stationary in my life. I thought my friends would I was just going to have my friends and they were going to be my friends, and that's just what it is.
Right.
And it's not that at all.
Yeah. There's so many different seasons and valleys and mountains and that we go through.
I've had a lot of come and go in my life for sure. One of those things where I guess the older you get and the more you change your lifestyle and live different ways, the people you thought were friends,
Yeah.
they were just there for what you said, the up times, the
Yeah. Well, and
riding the wave.
And I'm sure there's, and maybe I'm not keen to this, but I'm sure there's a biblical background to this, right? I'm sure it has to do with the seasons in your life and the people that were put in your life to help you through different seasons and to teach you lessons during those seasons, right? There's got to be like a biblical pretense to that, right?
Sure.
So I think for me, friends is just something that I think for men, friends is almost a taboo.
Yeah.
What is the definition of taboo? That sounds like the right word.
Mm-hmm. It's like a.
Got your phone right there on the
Can
couch.
we look it up?
Have to .com that one.
You guys are killing me. I feel like
The-
I'm breathing
the-
in the
the-
mic.
What I always go back to is, and I had a good friend of mine send me this, and it reminded me. You always hear the story of
Is that what you were looking up? I was wondering. I was like, Brett's looking at his phone. He's got something working over there.
David and Jonathan.
Oh, the brothers.
Yeah, they were.
Is that the one with the coat?
No, this Saul's
That's
son.
Joseph. That's Joseph
Yeah,
with the coat. Okay.
Jonathan was Saul's son, and David. Saul tried to kill David for
A lot of times.
chased him for
Yeah.
for years, and their bond of their friendship. You have to read the we'll have to read the story one day, but just to get into it. But their friendship was unbreakable, and the things that they would do for each other, they was like, it's true brotherhood, true friendship. That's a pretty amazing story. We could go dive into it one night. I won't get into it, but read that story, and it's that's true friendship. It's true brotherhood. It's an awesome story.
Really? So I remember that story, but I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't remember the minor details until a friend of mine he had heard a sermon on it, and he's like, "Hey, man, this is kind of what I feel like true brotherhood is, friendship.
yeah, like like if you're going to look for a biblical definition of brotherhood.
Yeah, this is what we should be striving for right here." And
Yeah.
it's amazing what Jonathan did for David in those times when when in the terrible times
when
and
he
even in
shouldn't
the
have.
good times, yeah.
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 Let's see here. I feel like taboo is not the word, just so you know. Not even close.
Not even close.
Taboo is a
Samsonite.
social or religious custom prohibiting discussion of a particular practice or forbidding association with a particular person, place, or thing. I always thought taboo was like something you're not supposed to talk about,
That's
but
what I
like
thought.
a
That's what I
common
thought
sense
too,
kind of
yeah.
thing, you know, like not a forbidden thing, but like it's almost like a nuance of something, like you know, like a assumed nuance, like almost like you say a saying is like a cliche.
Yeah.
Like taboo to me is like a verb of cliche. Anyway, let me see here. Let me see if I've got a few more of these things, and we'll wrap it up. It's we've been going for 30 minutes, gentlemen. It's been a good podcast.
It goes fast.
It does. It goes really fast. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. Trying to build the brotherhood of man without the fatherhood of God is like trying to make a wheel without the hub. Right? What good is a
Man.
wheel if it has nothing to revolve around?
That's right.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. This is not the center of your life. It's going to run off the hub.
Yeah, you know what I'm finding? It's like in everything, God being the center.
That's right.
That's right.
It's like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. I love that. This kind of speaks to like the intenseness of brotherhood. And that thing, if you think about this saying, it's pretty deep. Brothers don't let each other wander in the dark alone.
That's very good. I would take that a step further. Brothers don't let you wander in the dark alone, even when you're that one brother's scared of the dark. You know what I mean?
Well, I took it like they don't keep you from wandering in the dark.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
don't let
I'm
you
with
do
you
it
there.
alone.
Yeah. They go with you.
Be there
That
with
says
you.
that guy's there with you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You're
I'm
going to
with
go in the dark every once in a while. It's
Yeah.
going to be a tough road, you know. Like that saying, like the PC version of that saying will be like, a brother won't let you wander off in the dark.
Yeah.
No, he's going to let you, but he's going to be like, bro, let's go.
Yeah.
I got this.
there
You know what I
with you.
mean? I'm going to be right here.
You can tie that biblically in too, like the Lord will let you wander in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
But he's always there with you.
That's right.
That's right. And that was the thing the guy said today, too. He was like, he's right here.
That's right.
This isn't like you're not, people say when you pray to God and ask him questions, like, how long is it going to take to answer, right?
Yeah, you don't have to light those candles.
Like, you're
you
not-
don't have to.
Yeah, you're not
You don't
waiting
have
for
to.
him to get around to you, right? He's there.
Yeah, the presence is always there. Yeah.
I think I got one more. Hold on. Oh, this one's an awesome one. So this is the last one. Yes, this is the last one. So when I was 5 or 6 years old, my granddad had a steakhouse, had a restaurant in the little town in Kentucky where I'm from, and where I grew up. Actually, I had just moved there a couple years earlier from Florida, and my grandparents lived there, you know, their whole life. But my dad moved down to Florida, had me moved back up to Kentucky. His dad had a restaurant, and you know, this is in a town that's right now like straight up falling apart. Like there's nothing there. Everything's closed down. It's an old coal mining town. Like it's just nothing but drugs and poverty, right?
Yeah.
This whole town. And
Eastern Kentucky.
Western Kentucky,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Yeah, Western Kentucky. And there was this newspaper article when I was a kid, and it was my granddad's restaurant. And the picture was me standing outside my granddad's restaurant at like 5 or 6 years old, holding my brother in my arms. My brother's 5 years younger than me, so he would have been a baby at that, you know, 6, 8 months old, something
Right.
like that. And I'm holding him in my arms, and I got him propped up, and like you could tell that like I'm struggling to hold. He's probably 10, 12 months, you know, he's a big old baby, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm 5 or 6 years old, whatever. Think of like William holding up a baby. Like he can hold it, but it's gonna be like
Right.
like hold, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm holding this dude on my hip, and the caption of the article, the entire article is, "He's not heavy, he's my brother." And I found that quote today
Yeah.
in
That's
like a
awesome.
brotherly thing, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm trying to remember who said it. It's James Wells, whoever the heck that is. He's not heavy, he's my brother.
Yeah.
Like him being your brother means it's not work.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Like
good
it's
stuff.
such a weird like.
That's so so simple but so deep.
It is because he is heavy.
Yeah. It's so complex.
Yeah, I was struggling to hold. You could tell in the picture,
Yeah.
like I was leaned over. You could tell like it was everything I had. Like, here, hold this kid, and I pose, take the picture. All right, give him back. But it's like, he's not heavy, man. He's my brother.
But if you'd have had to, you could have held him forever. I
Exactly.
feel like.
Well, if I needed to,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, because that was like when you make that decision, like he's my brother. Like, I think that's what I'm trying to get at with this whole friends thing. It's like, this isn't just about friends. This is about men and men developing bonds with other men and how important it is
That's right.
for a man to develop that bond with another man in adulthood, like as an adult, right? That's the I think that's the differentiating factor between getting through life and not, to me. Like the day-to-day of life. Right?
Sure.
Like, it's, man.
Yeah, I mean, what I base a friendship, like a true brother, is, will you walk through life with me?
Yeah,
No matter what.
that's right. That's good.
If I fall down, will you pick me up?
Yeah.
If I'm good, will you just walk with me?
Yeah.
You don't have to cheer me on. You don't have to do all the things, but just, can I count on you?
Yeah, can I count on you? That's that's it.
Can I call you at 2 a.m. and say, hey, brother, man, I am struggling right now.
Yeah, and you drop it.
Can you come over?
Yep.
Or, just simple things. It's that's true. That's a true brother to me. If they can be there for you,
Regardless.
It doesn't even matter the situation. They don't have to know anything.
Yep.
They can just sense it in your voice.
I think that's
and
the
be
key
there.
differentiator there is, like, what's wrong? It don't matter, man. I need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're there.
Yep.
No
No questions asked. Yeah.
Put the coffee on.
They
I'll be
say
there in a minute.
they said what was it? Dang it. There was another saying about that. It was like oh man. Something about a dead body. They were like, a friend will help you move something. A real friend will help you move a dead body. Or something like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, buddy, I don't need to ask no questions. Just tell me what we're doing and let's go.
That's right. Yeah.
Ride or die,
Yeah. There's an old movie. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't like awesome. It was a R-rated thing.
Sure,
It was
yeah.
Matthew Damon and
I don't
Ben
think
Affleck.
anybody has ever called him Matthew Damon.
Matt
Damon.
Yeah, I was thinking of somebody else. And
Him and Brett are close.
He's thinking about Matthew McConaughey. Is what
Matthew
yeah.
McConaughey.
All
Yeah.
right.
But all this, and they're like Boston accents or something, and he walks up into this.
Is it Mark Wahlberg?
It wasn't Mark Wahlberg, but he
got
was
that.
in the movie, I think.
Okay.
Affleck?
No, Mark Wahlberg's
Ben
got the
Affleck-
Boston accent.
Ben Affleck.
Was it like
old
Ocean's
movie.
11?
No, it was like a
before that.
gangster movie.
Oh,
I
okay.
know what
I
you're
don't know.
talking
Yeah.
It's
about.
where they went and robbed banks and stuff.
Okay.
But he like showed up one day and he's like, I gotta go get him now. And he just walks out of the room, grabs his stuff, and he's out the door. He's like, let's go. And he's
Yeah.
like, you don't even know where we're going. He's like, but we're going.
That's right.
That
was awesome.
He was ready to go. I can't remember what movie that was, but
So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of these guys. So there's these two brothers on Instagram, the Tate brothers.
No.
You've never heard of them.
I think I have.
So they're kind of edgy. Like they're a little bit. They're not the greatest of like morals. Like when it comes to certain things, like women and some other stuff. But they've been in some trouble. Well, I'm not gonna say they're not the greatest of morals. Like I don't know these guys, right?
Right.
But they post kind of edgy content, right? Some of their content is a little bit macho and whatever. But
Mhm.
a little bit of cussing, a little bit of egotistical kind of stuff. But man, some of their talk about brotherhood is just on point.
Yeah.
Like some of this talk about like those two guys are like they are brothers. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean? There's no question. Like
Through thick and thin.
yeah, like there was one like he got arrested. Like the guy got arrested in Romania, and he was on suspicion of like trafficking or holding people against their will and like using girls like for like like online content and stuff. And like anyway, so they held him and in jail for like a couple months. Or
Oh, I
something.
know the tape. Yeah. This guy is like everywhere right now.
Yeah, he's like huge on social media. But anyway, he's like a kickboxing world champion, like had a whole past. But anyway, his brother is like his ride or die. Like they locked his brother up for being his brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like no charges. Like they locked him and his brother up, and the charges were all against him. And they at some point during the prison sentence, they told his brother like, "You're free to go," and he's like, "I'm not leaving until Andrew leaves."
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat in jail for like another month and he was like, "This is what." He was like, "If you're in here, I'm in here.
Right.
Like this, if they're gonna kill us, they're gonna kill us both. You know what I mean? If you
Doing it together.
yeah, if I see like, and he had another statement. He was like, "Man, if I go somewhere and I see my brother get into a fight, like I'm throwing down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like we'll ask questions later. Like if my brother needs me, like I'm there. Like
Right.
there's no like, hey, was he justified? Like we'll figure it all out. Maybe he was wrong. Maybe like, oh man, you shouldn't have done that.
Mhm.
But like we'll handle that later. Like if you need me, I'm there. Like I
Yeah,
loved that aspect of it. Like it spoke to me on a higher level. Like,
You may have done something really, really dumb, but we're gonna get through it. And then on the other side, we'll figure it out.
and then we'll figure it out. That's
Yeah.
right, man. But we got to make sure you're good first. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That I thought that was super cool. And anyway, not to push you guys over to that content, but that's something that I've struggled with in my life because my brother and I, like, we're close, but you know what I mean? We're not close like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I wish we were, and sometimes I'm like, I understand why we're not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the cool thing about brotherhood is like when you do get that close with somebody, man, it's like a light switch when y'all get
Yeah,
together. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like
It
there's
is.
no I think the coolest thing about a good friend is like there's no reason needed to be together.
Yeah.
I think I had a friend, man, that would come over my house when we were in high school and he would just come over and sit down. We didn't do anything.
Right.
Dude would just come over
Hey, I'm
and
just here,
sit
man.
down in my bedroom and just get on the computer or get on his phone. And
Yeah.
like he just wanted to be like we want like
Yeah.
together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he could do that at his house. He didn't need to come over, but he like we didn't talk. It wasn't like, hey man, what's going on? I just wanted to hang out. It's like, no, he just come over. He would do he would knock on the door and I'd answer the door and he'd be like, what's up? I'd be like, what's going on, man? And I wouldn't even go, what do you need? I'd just turn around and go
Just
inside.
walk, sit
And
down,
he'd
yeah.
follow me in there. It was
You know
wild,
where the food's
man.
at.
Yeah, like what pantry's over there, you
That's
know.
right.
Like there was you didn't need a special occasion, you know. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool. Anyway, okay. Well, I think that's a good stopping point, guys. Are y'all okay with
I'm
that?
good with it, man.
Chris, do you need 5 minutes to talk? You haven't said much this
I
episode.
mean, I feel pretty good about it.
What is brotherhood to you?
Oh, here we go.
Brotherhood to me is it's exactly what we have here. It's to me it's accountability. It's what you mentioned earlier, good times and bad times. Friend of mine, I won't mention his name. He's going through some things right now, but when I get a call from him, he always mentions, when I call you, I know you're not going to sugarcoat something.
Mm.
So I'm not calling you because I want to hear what I think is correct. I'm calling you to get your opinion on something.
That's good. Yeah.
So-
Because he knows you're like,
I'm going to shoot him straight.
yeah, you're not just going to tell him what he wants to hear.
And I don't want to be a jerk, but
Yeah.
and it may come off as being a jerk, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you're calling me, you want my opinion, and my opinion matters to you. So in turn, that's valuable input for me, and it makes me feel as part of a brotherhood. Because growing up, I was always told by my grandfather that if you count, 5 people, good friends on your hand, then you've had a pretty successful life. So
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if you got to put them on your hand, buddy, you start making real decisions about which name goes
yeah,
on there.
That's right.
Yeah, sure.
That's right.
Like if you tell me I got to pick 5, I'm like, all right, well, now I'm going to really start to assess because
Yeah.
that guy that we had a lot of fun with, that
Yeah.
doesn't really mean he's going to make the cut.
Is
you know
he
what I
gonna
mean?
be there for me when
Yep.
I need it?
Yeah, that's good. I like that. And I think that the people that the people that know that they can call you for the real advice, they're prepared for the bad.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're prepared for the hard truth. You know what I mean? I think that's why they're calling you.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, "Look, I know this may not end up the way I want, but I really need to know like the way I need to move
That's right.
or what I need to do or whatever."
And friendship, it goes 2 ways, right? Like if I want a friend, I have to be there as well
Absolutely.
for him in those times. I can't just expect him to be there all the time for me.
Yeah.
You
I heard a
have to-
quote earlier that I
to
didn't
ride
write
those
down.
out.
It said brotherhood is a two-way street.
That's right. I think it's like that for marriage, your kids, everything. Your brothers.
That's good. All right, Chris, you good?
I'm perfect.
Next week you're going to do all the talking.
Emma,
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
I think next week Chris is going to do the topic.
Hey, I like it.
I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Plenty
You
of time
better. It's
between
going
now
to
and
be a
then.
real quiet episode next week. I get some sound effects or something, just crickets.
I sound like an old man.
Just
lots
listen
of,
to
lots of clapping and deep voices.
just listen to a bunch of white noise
That's
for 30
right.
minutes.
Hey, man.
Put somebody to sleep.
I'll get Levi to come on the podcast.
We
with me.
should, dude. We need to invite him.
Yes.
Who do you guys like? We don't have to talk about it now because I kind of want it to be a surprise for the podcast. But you guys need to think about who we need to get on here. Like I thought about that. I was like, we need to get somebody on here. Like I don't know who it needs to be. We don't have to say names right now or anything, but I think it's time like we bring somebody on here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we're gonna do it with 3 mics. Maybe we'll have to kick Chris out of here.
Man, I'm good.
No, I'm just kidding. I think we can get a 4th. I got 4. That wireless mic setup has 4 mics.
Yeah.
So we can get a 4th, but we're gonna need another camera, another light.
Yeah, I'm not letting Levi's not sitting in my lap.
Can we have it close enough to have 2 people, or you got to have it pretty close?
Yeah, you really need it right on. I mean, we can
you
have like husband and wife.
Set up like at the bench here?
Still waiting on my wife, by the way.
Probably, yeah, we are.
Let's
If
go.
anybody,
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
we could. I thought about doing it behind us, like on this little.
Where
Like,
your one camera's like facing at everybody, and you're kind of
yeah, we could do that. But then the audio is the big thing. Like getting everybody's audio
yeah.
because these are very like close mics. Like
Yeah.
like the moment I come out here, there's almost nothing there.
I was
So-
thinking if you had one camera on all 4 people or something.
Oh, so I don't have to. Yeah, I could do with a camera. I could do like
Yeah.
a split view, like whoever's on the couch, the camera's got both of them.
Yeah.
Even if only one's
Because
talking.
then you got 2 mics, and you could just have another person besides you or something.
Yeah, I think I'm good with 4 mics.
Yeah.
I just need to have yeah, the camera is the big
Yeah.
thing, but I think I can figure that out.
Which
yeah,
I don't know what kind of spacing.
I think it'll work good. I think we should do something.
Put
like
that guy over there. And put
I think
that
it
guy
would be
over there.
cool because look, we all know each other. Like I kind of know how you're going to respond to things. I
Sure.
know how Chris is. You know how I'm going to respond to things.
Yeah.
I have no clue how a guest is going to respond to things. I think that would be cool to get some real, true, like, especially other men, like some good outside input on some of the things that we love to talk about. So anyway, all right, we've been going 46 minutes.
Friendship.
1, 2, 3.
You're live on
There you
WKDJ at 9:00 on Sunday night, and you're listening to the ManCast.
Guys, if you don't have a friend, go find one.
You got a friend.
You got a friend in me.
This guy said he couldn't sing. Now he's over here putting spinning beats.
Oh man, you should have heard me earlier in the shower, tearing it up.
Mm.
I don't actually sing in the shower. I do when Lindsay's in there. When Lindsay's like getting ready or something, and I'll take a shower. I just try to annoy her.
Just a mess.
It's like that reel I showed you earlier.
All right, that is episode number 3 of the ManCast. We don't have to clap out,
No.
Brett. What?
sounded
I feel like Brett just needed to do something.
He just wanted to clap. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's a little bit later tonight. We're going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching and listening. For all you out there in internet world, on the YouTubes, as the old people call it, on the web,
Interwebs.
on the intrawebs. If you guys haven't already, be sure and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when we put up more podcasts. And also, we are officially live. We were waiting on a couple weeks ago. We're officially live on all the major podcast channels.
very cool.
So just
Check us
look
out.
up the ManCast. One word.
Cast.
ManCast. ManCast. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one.